The Donald Trump, his administration, and Republicans in the House and the Senate are doing absolutely everything that they can to make sure that the bottom 85% of Americans on purpose are reduced to a state of living in constant anxiety and fear. This big, beautiful bill, and I just mentioned this in a TikTok, but I wanted to expand on it. 60% of Americans couldn't handle a $400 emergency if it came up in their lives right now. And this big, beautiful, we're all going to die bill is going to destroy those people's existences. It's going to take away their access to health care, to health insurance coverage. It is going to take away their SNAP benefits, their food stamps. People that are now just scraping by, this bill is going to destroy their lives. It's going to destroy their lives. There are going to be tens of millions of people in this country in short order who are going to be existing day to day by, like, do I buy food or do I pay my rent? Do I pay for my prescription or do I get my car fixed? Because I can't do both. When did the role of government become destroying the economic lives and economic safety of 70% of the population? And it's like, it's not just that stuff. It's like anybody who lives in the Southeast, FEMA's gone. So not only are you going to get all of the impacts of this big, beautiful, we're all going to die bill, but one natural disaster comes through, there is no more assistance from the federal government. That's gone. And all of these families also are experiencing the cuts from the Department of Education that was funding their kids' IEP programs, that was funding their Head Start, that was funding all of their after-school programs. All gone. That's all gone. And now we have the FDA is no longer inspecting dairy products. We can't have a sense of safety in our own food. And Trump is rolling back and firing people and defunding the EPA as much as he can. So then on top of all of that, we're no longer going to have clean air or clean water. Inflation is up, prices are up because of the tariffs, wages are down, a recession is still likely. We still have 4,000 National Guard members and 700 Marines on the streets of Los Angeles. Nobody has the slightest idea what they're doing. But there are no protests, and there haven't been any riots in Los Angeles since 1992 after the Rodney King verdict. But we have masked secret police abducting people off the street nationwide. We have a Department of Justice that's no longer prosecuting white-collar crime and is no longer prosecuting fraud. They've redirected almost all of their efforts towards immigrants. Despite the fact that it was reported that in 2022, just 3 years ago, after Trump was out of office, and after former Secretary of State Mike Pompeo was out of office, Iran was almost successful in assassinating Mike Pompeo. And what was one of the first things that Donald Trump did when he came into office? He took away Mike Pompeo's Secret Service detail. So Mike Pompeo has no security now. And Iran already tried to assassinate him once. And we have guys in the government like Russ Vought, who is one of the co-authors of Project 2025, an extreme white Christian nationalist, who has said repeatedly before he got his new position that he wants federal employees to live in a constant state of anxiety and fear, not knowing every day when they get up to come into work if that day is going to be the day that they get fired. This executive branch and this president in this Republican Congress on purpose are trying to plunge about 75% of us into constant 24/7 states of anxiety and fear, whether it be financial, whether it has to do with our health care, whether it has to do with our kids' educations, whether it has to do with natural disasters. And they're doing it on purpose with this bill. They are doing it on purpose. And 77 million of you dumb motherfuckers voted for this. And I hope you get hit the hardest. I truly do.